Hi there. In this topic, we're going to go over the value of global variables. Those are really, really powerful, and you may have noticed how they were used when you purchased your website because we immediately employed that to make changes to the information shown on the template. So see where it says company and see this 123 Main Street. That's the address line 1, company name. This is a city name. This is a short state and a zip, in other words, state abbreviation or short state name. Here's a phone number, and then an SMS phone number, which doesn't look like an SMS phone number here, but on a mobile phone, it definitely does. It's a button that says click to text or whatever you want it to say. Okay, you can change the words. And then you have company is repeated down here, and the phone number. And this goes on for page after page after page. This is the same header, but anywhere this information is used like that, okay? Company, address, phone, email. Now, if you got your website, what would you normally have to do? You would normally have to log in and go through every single page, right? And you would have to scan, you would have to sort of read through and replace every instance of the word with the right word. You know, the right, your right company name, your right address and city and state and phone and zip and email. But you don't have to do that here because these are not actually the words. These are the global variables. Let's take a look. So if I go into global variables, okay, I'm going to recognize all of them. Here's a global variable that happens to be called website title. That's the actual coding that is spread throughout this entire admin panel, all the different sections. You may have seen some of these already as we were covering things. Okay, and then these are the values that go with those codes. So just to make this point, see where it says phone and it's got this number, okay? How could I change it? I could change it right here. So maybe I'll go backwards, right? 987-654-3210 and update it. And I could update a few more. Let me update the website, the company name, and the email address just real quick right now. Bennett Roofing, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, that's Control A, Control X. That's the company, Bennett Roofing. I'm going to say this was the URL, perhaps, roofing.com, okay? My email might have been support at, BennettRoofing.com, okay? Update, update, and update, okay? Now, I may be living at 234 Miami Drive, suite number 102, okay? And this could be where? Seattle, Washington, different zip, and I would just do it, right? Seattle, Washington, WA, zip, only 029, or whatever it is, and update those. I'm actually in Issaquah rather than Seattle. And then I could update this too. I won't do it. I'm not trying to bore you with that, but you get the point. So, well, let me just go ahead and do it to make sure it's definitely clear. Edit. So I'm going to update that and then say Seattle, WA. And I might even go further and just say Issaquah, 98029, because I want the Google map to work. Okay, so I'll just say that the city is actually Issaquah. I don't have to. I'm just keeping it congruent so it doesn't confuse. Okay. Now, what's the point? If I come back and refresh the entire website, guess what? Everything just got updated correctly. See that? Everything. And that is true all through the paragraphs. That is true anywhere that I happen to have this information anywhere on this website. It will be absolutely updated because I use the global variables in all those places. Okay, Bennett Roofing, there's the address, the phone, the email, zero results because there is no such thing. I'd have to use a real address to make that actually show up. Sorry. Contact us, phone number, insert the correct answer, and so on. And then the whole thing will be working. Okay. Having said that, that's true again for all of the pages of information, and that's what's absolutely useful. Okay, there you go. Let me do this real quick. Actually, I'm just going to grab an address that is real, just to make the point. Okay, and go ahead and put that in. Update. That way, I know I have a real address. I'm going to go ahead and refresh, just to show you. There you go. Now it's good to go. Okay. So that is how that works. And that is the value of global variables. Now you might think, how far can you take global variables? You can take them really far. You can invent global variables for the days of the week you work, for the hours of each day you work, for different YouTube videos, for different social icons. You can actually create global variables for anything you want. You can just add a new one. And when you do, it's going to ask for 3 fields: title, variable code, and code value. So you might say YouTube video 1. So let's just call it YouTube video number 1. And the code for that would be something like this, YT1. Okay, so as long as you follow these rules down here, then you can make your own codes. And what would that be? That would be like your roofing shingles video for YouTube, right? Then you could use that actually as your video code. That way, if you ever made a new video, then you could just go update the one value on the global variable sheet, and that would update everything. So just to make this make some sense, all right, let me just take any video. There's always something. Control C, K, boom, save. All right, let's go get something to put in there real quick. So we might do something like this. Now you might say, how can I use somebody else's video? And the answer is, well, use your own if you have it. But if you don't, use somebody else's how-to video unless they're in your area, okay? If there's just a totally useful thing, just to explain it, okay, for the fun of it, or, how to choose, right? Roofing shingles, choose, whatever, then that's it. Anyway, the point is, get the video, Control C, all right, and go ahead and put it in. Of course, if you have your own, use it. If you don't, use somebody else's how-to and make sure that they're not in your area of operation. So you're promoting them. They should be happy that you are. It makes them look good. But at the same time, somebody sees that this is information you're backing, information that you're just showing, sharing, interesting things that people should know, and that's what you can call the video on the page when you present it. You can say, this is a great how-to video. It's not ours, but this is the procedure we tend to follow. So hats off to these guys for making the video. Nice and simple. So anyway, you can make anything you want, global variables, and you can use them anywhere. You can even use them as the verbiage in the different titles for the tags, and you can use it for the contact us as the email address that the form works with. Okay, so like if somebody hits submit, it submits to the email address you chose, maybe for this email. Okay, all right, so we'll get into that later, but just as a shortcut way of seeing that, that's what the modules are for. They cover all these things: videos, image gallery, contact us. If I were to go to the main contact us form, the one that we typically would use on the contact us page, take a look at what the email address is: a global variable. Okay, by the way, that's how you get your global variables. You can take one, you can copy it, and you need to flip on Adobe Flash Player or update it once in a while, and then you can do that kind of thing. All right, so then, boom, get your email, and that's what's copied. So you can just take it here and you can paste it and just save the changes, right? So make sure to update the change. Beyond that, you can decide whatever you want these things to say. Just follow the format that you see. Trust the format to be sensible and go ahead and update. Okay, so there you go. That also helps you with the modules. We haven't gotten into them yet. I'll do that in a different video. But there, now you understand the value of global variables. By the way, for those of you who have affiliates or franchisees or resellers, and you want to make a version of the website that's totally branded for them, Global variables is great that way too, because you can simply export a copy of your website for them onto their domain. And then before you export, change this to their information. That way, when you export, okay, and you can export either to HTML like a zip file that you send them, or upload it even to their actual cPanel. If you know their website and their username and password, connect and upload, then you're actually making them their very own version, totally for them. And that would work out great. So there you go. That's the value of global variables, because then you can go and just change the values back for yourself right away. You can do the whole thing in the evening. And there you have it. That's the value of global variables. So far we've covered pages and global variables. Let's go ahead with the next video.